We're back. Welcome back to the channel. Today, I'm gonna take you through my experience with the Chicago Marathon. Now, this was my first ever marathon. This was my first time ever in Chicago, and there were a lot of emotions. A lot of emotions leading up to that start line. A lot of challenges, a lot of difficulties, a lot of situations that came about during that race up until I crossed that finish line in Chicago. But let me tell you, the experience alone, being able to experience a new city the way I did, was something that will last with me forever. So if you're someone that's interested in running a marathon, half marathon, whatever it may be, especially in a new state, I highly recommend doing it because you will take that with you forever. Hopefully this video helps. Hopefully my experience with the marathon helps you, or helps you inspire you to do your first marathon, your first half marathon, whatever it may be. But one last thing, just make sure you like, comment, subscribe, do your thing. But let me take you through my experience. Let's get it. All right, let's recap yesterday. So yesterday I woke up at 4:45 in the morning. The race for our wave was launched around 8:15, 8 o'clock. We were supposed to be in our corral at 7:45. So woke up at 4:45, showered, stretched a little bit in here in the hotel room. Wanted to get over to that area a little bit earlier. The start line was about a mile and a half from my hotel. So I ran for Salute Inc. and what they did, they actually rented out the third floor in the Hilton across the way from Grant Park. Now this made it convenient because if you wanted to bring a bag into the Chicago Marathon and actually check it in when you got there, there was different lines. And I just felt that it would have been a pain to really try to get your bag after the race. So Salute Inc. rented out the Hilton, and we were able to go over there for breakfast, have some coffee, whatever it may be. I didn't drink coffee, but have some breakfast. We were able to leave our bags there and go back to the hotel afterwards to pick them up, so we didn't have to wait in those lines after the race, which was nice. So I got over there about 6:15. Wanted to make sure I got an Uber before people started heading that way. I didn't know how the roads were going to be or what time they were going to be closed down. So I got there about 6:15. Hung out there, had a bagel, or no, I didn't. I'm sorry. I had a banana, which I had a banana here at the hotel, and then I got there. I had a half a banana with some peanut butter. And then about 45 minutes before the race, I had G1M Sport. I had a scoop and a half. As I've mentioned in my other videos, G1M Sport is essential to my pre-run supplements. It's carbohydrates, it's sodium. I use those on my longer runs during the prep. So making sure I got that 45 minutes before. So what was nice, I actually met a husband and wife. They were running their first marathon together, and the husband actually had to go in a little bit earlier. I met his wife was actually in the same corral as me, so we walked over together, and then I met up with my buddy John, who was running for American Red Cross. He met us in the corral. It was kind of a mess getting in touch with him because the service was so bad. But the first complication that I had was that we got there probably 45 minutes into the gate earlier, and the lines, the porta-johns were insane. I mean, it was impossible. We were gonna try to use the bathroom beforehand, but I mean, we were there for 30 minutes and we didn't move at all. So, we said fuck it, but it was gonna be a mistake, I promise you that. So as we were waiting in the corral, the time got pushed back like a little bit more, and I had to go to the bathroom. When I tell you I had to go to the bathroom, if I didn't go, it would have been a miserable 4 hours. So we kind of went through, found some bushes, and were able to get back to our spot where we were, which was, thank God. So they have us in the corral. They start walking us closer to the start line. Now the start line, they have music playing up to that. A lot of people are tossing their sweatshirts over, getting rid of what they have if they don't want to carry down the runs. So we get up to the start line and we're off. 26.2 miles, we're locked in. Now, when I tell you the experience of the amount of runners and the amount of people that are actually participating in this, it was just amazing to be a part of. Just the people on every street in Chicago, being able to see the city that way is something I probably would never be able to experience if I wasn't doing this. So that right there alone was just amazing, and I was just taking it all in those first couple of miles. But the first complication that I did have on the run was the watch. I actually saw a video the day after, about sometimes the GPS signal doesn't pick up on the Garmin watches, and in like bigger cities, and that's exactly what happened to me on mile 1. So mile 1, I relied a lot on this watch during the prep, and I stayed true to these numbers the whole prep. Mile 1, it told me I ran a 7:40 mile, right? And I was like, wait, what? That definitely does not make sense. So kind of had to deal with that. Wasn't really sure about the pace throughout. Again, my goal with this was finishing it without stopping. So I really had to go off feel, and the heart rate was fine up, until the later miles in the race. But we were trying to do sub 4, get to that sub 4 mark. But again, my number one goal was getting this done without stopping. So race went on, beautiful, no problems. Hit the 5K, no problems. Hit the half marathon, no problems. Again, just taking it all in. It takes you through, I think it's 26 different places within Chicago, and to experience it that way, like I said, there's not many things that are comparable to that. So just trying to take it all in. Again, the roads are full. There's water stations along the way, Gatorade, water. As you got later on in the race, there was people holding out bananas, Gatorade little nutrition packs. So they did a great job in regards to that. The course was very flat, which is beautiful. Back in Jersey, there's a lot of hilly roads, and that's kind of what the training prep was. But once we got to mile 17, I want to say, is when I kind of started feeling it with my legs, right? My legs started to get a little bit tired. Again, my body and my mind felt good, but I started feeling it in the legs a little bit early on the 17. I had 2 20 miles runs during the prep, but mile 17, I definitely was starting to feel it. And then mile 20, it was definitely tough, man. I felt it real bad in the legs. I just felt it in my feet, my legs. I think, the shoes were a little bit worn out too, but, again, I want to make it clear that that's why it's so important to focus up here before anything else when it comes to training for something like this, because without training here in those difficult situations, your mind's going to want to quit and you might fold. So being able to really focus in on your mind and understand those situations and how they're there for growth and opportunity will be able to get you through them, right? Because I had that goal of 26.2 and it was no stopping. I promise you, there was no stopping until I got that 26.2 done. So mile 20, again, we're starting to feel it. Mile 22, I actually wanted to record at mile 20, but I had my phone with me, and I guess my hand was hitting the buttons too much, and then locked it out for the next 15 minutes. So I wasn't able to start recording again to mile 22, and that's when I started really feeling it. There was definitely times of me wanting to quit, give up, throwing the towel. And then by mile 24, forget it. My legs were just shot. I didn't even know what legs were at that point in time anymore. But they had those signs. There was a lot of good signs along the way, and one that really stuck out with me, which I saw multiple times, is remember why you started. And I couldn't help to think back to that, and the journey and why I was doing this and how far I've actually come. So about mile 24, you know, we're sinking in, man. It's starting to hit, right? And there was no turning back now at this point. Mile 25, you know, again, you have these signs that will tell you the mileages. So seeing those it was, you know, at the end there, it was becoming surreal. I just couldn't explain the emotions and what I was going through, and, you know, kind of just appreciating the length I've come during this journey, and understanding how, you know, you really can do whatever it is that you want within your life if you're willing to put that roadmap out in front of you and you're willing to take those steps. Mile 25 to the end of the race, those last, I think it's 600 meters, it's uphill a little bit, and it's like that little test, that final test. And, you know, once you come over, you come down, you get to that finish line, I mean, that feeling of just accomplishment of everything that you've gone through in the last year, the last 2 years, the reason you started, the sacrifices you've made, the people you've lost, it's unexplainable. Because, you know, being able to share my journey, being able to get out of my comfort zone, being able to take something I absolutely hated and make it into a part of who I am, is just a testament to me and what we have within us, right? Because what was once a thought of I can't or I'll never has now become a reality, right? Because we have to understand those walls and those barriers that we have within our own mind are placed there by us, and to start believing or doing, we have to break down those walls and those barriers in order to start, you know, doing these new things and being able to accomplish these new things that we didn't think were possible. So it was a surreal experience, and I will tell you, it will not stop there, because that process, that suffering, the endurance, the journey, everything about it has now become a part of what my life is, and that's why I did it, because I want you to know you can do it. You could do anything you put your mind to. If you have a goal and you want to do something, all you need to do is lay out the script, show up regardless of how you feel, and get it done. And I promise you, you can do it, because if I can, you can do it better. So what's next? We'll make that announcement soon. I haven't like fully put it in force yet. I wanted to focus here, but I have some ideas on the horizon for next year. So I'm excited, and I will be dropping more of what got me to that point, how you can run your first marathon, whether it be a 5K, 10K, half marathon, marathon. I'll be posting the workout plan that I used, what I was doing, and hopefully, you know, this will help you achieve whatever goal that you may have when it comes to running. And again, remember, I was 293 pounds. I was 293 pounds. I had no direction, no purpose, no place to go in life. And within a year and 10 months, I was able to do this. So whatever you put your mind to, you can achieve, and I'm here to help you achieve it. And that's a wrap. I appreciate you watching the video. I appreciate you, enjoying Chicago with me the way I did. Hopefully this video inspired you to maybe think about running your first marathon or half marathon or even 5K, whatever it may be. But stay tuned. I'll see you in the next video. Hopefully you guys crush the week. But as always, win the day.